Hello YouTube, this is Dakota from Bowtied Media, and welcome to This Week in EDM for the first time in 2026. Before we get into it, I do want to say the Week in Review videos, my best EPs, albums, worst songs, best songs, all that kind of stuff, is coming out next week. I'm currently actually very sick, so I'm doing this video and I'm figuring it out for this one, but I want to make that piece of content, just the best possible for you guys. So those will be coming out next week, I think starting on the 19th of January, which is going to be super fun. But without any further ado, let's hop into some new songs that came out this week. Starting us off in the trash category, and the first of the year is Steve Aoki and Sound Rush featuring Hoobastank with The Reason from the new Hero Quest 3 Paragon Remixed package. I don't know what obsession Steve Aoki has with taking these classic songs and giving them these hardstyle remixes, but this one is just terrible. The original is this deeply emotional and thought-provoking track, and turning it into mindless hardstyle is just ridiculous. Hopping into the bad category, we've got IVORY with Reset, just a noisy rhythm track with a terrible mix. This genre isn't it for IVORY, I must say personally. The melodies are flat, the mixing was also flat, I don't know, nothing really worked in tandem here either. I was just not a Reset enjoyer. Then we got Benassi and Tobias Gerard with Discoteka, just an incredibly boring tech house tune with really no change in melody, making for a super linear track with little movement to it. Then we've got Aweminus with Timmy from the new Immortal EP. Just your resident rhythm hater here to say that I once again don't really care for this one. The track here with the mixing just sounds like you're hearing it in some large concert hall, which I don't really like in this context. I don't really feel the wonky melodies either. There are many times where I understand how you guys really like some rhythm tracks, but this one, I don't know, I just don't get this one. Then we got Borgore and Wales with Tonight, I'm Sorry. A very flat and linear heavy dubstep track from these two with melodies that aren't particularly interesting. But otherwise, I don't think it's so bad. I actually think the vocals make it a fair amount better than it could have been, but in the end, yeah, it just didn't hit. And in the meh category, we've got Alan Walker featuring Isabella Melkman and Katherine Orion with Broken Strings. A pretty fine Alan Walker track with those classic orchestral strings that he does all the time. The lyrics aren't really doing anything. They're kind of teetering from being annoying, but are fine for the most part. Just a meh Alan Walker song. Then we got Don Diablo and Pink Sweats with 5 Minutes. A decent dance pop tune with a stutter house beat, but that synth lead is just too overpowering and loud in the mix. Decent track otherwise. Then we got Glad Palling and hyper-kern with Big Splash from the new Underwater World LP. One of the wildest hardcore songs you'll hear maybe ever. It's 90 seconds of either the most crushing, intense hardcore you'll hear, or this bubbly bubblegum pop moment. A bizarre track that's definitely doing too much for my liking personally. We got Rameses B with All in My Head. I've heard Rameses B do this drum and bass funk hybrid before, and it's worked really, really well in the past for him. But this one, maybe not so much. The vocals maybe bring this down a beat, and it's just too one-dimensional. We got Diplo featuring Kodak Black with Loitering from the new Doom Scroll album. This track in particular is probably just the best from this whole thing. It's a decent combo of funk and trap, as Kodak Black provides a pretty decent rap performance, enough to make this one of the stronger songs, because without it, they kind of don't do anything. It's nothing out of this world or really all that interesting, but again, not bad. Then we got Anyma and Hills with Dreams from the End of Genesis Deluxe. I'm thinking that this is finally the End of Genesis now with this deluxe version, but otherwise this release single here in Dreams is a decent melodic techno track that sounds like so many other of the Genesis tunes from Anyma. Nothing really special. Then we got Drove with Eyes Closed, a more by-the-books synth-pop tune that leads into some more deep house territory. Feels like a very commercial-friendly tune with the shallow lyricism and pretty simple melody. Then we've got Wuki with Rainbow, a bouncy house tune that's generally fine, but ultimately way too short to give me anything of real substance. I like the idea and production a fair amount, but yeah, I just needed some more. I will say though, the more I listen to the song, the more I am thoroughly enjoying it. Then we got Mike Williams, Brooks, and Whatever with Illusion, a fun future house track that doesn't take itself too seriously. Decent production, decent vocals. Again, nothing too special. Then we got MDK and Boom Kitty with KILLSHOT, a massive, destructive electro house tune with some real gusto to it. It almost gets so intense though that the lower parts feel almost too deeply divided. It's got a big drum kit outro, which I really enjoyed as well, but another one that's maybe, I think, just a little too intense for my personal liking. And in the good category, we've got Sublab with Out of Bounds Glitch, a soft, atmospheric little electronica tune with a delicate atmosphere and calming tone. Then we got Faint and Voicians with Felix Samuel featuring with Use That Love, a high-intensity dance floor drum and bass tune that feels like it's straight out of a racing game soundtrack. Solid start to the year for all these guys. Then we got Robyn with Talk to Me from this new AB double-sided single. A bright, heady, and sexy dance pop tune from Robyn that's leading into what might be her best album yet. This is definitely a more straightforward track that you could easily hear on the radio. Then we got Yatep and Amity with Paint the Sky. Honestly, just a great melodic dubstep track here, or just melodica track here. I think the narrative is great, the drops have a real punch to them, and it doesn't sound like the billion other mellow dub songs out there. Then we got Jai Wolf featuring Lynx with Nothing Left to Lose from this double-sided single. A happy-go-lucky, bright, electropop, anthemic-like track. It's got these big choruses with tons of impact, while the verses don't get too low to lose that energy. This is a modern Jai Wolf classic. Then we got Franky Nuts with Own It from the new Monster Cat Uncaged Selections 01 compilation. Franky Nuts leads the charge on this compilation with a solid dubstep cut with all the kind of wonky and wild melodies that are typical of a Franky Nuts tune. There is a decent amount of variety within this 2.5 minutes as well. Then we got Armin van Buuren and Glockenbach with Sun Shines on Me. After a real mix of quality tunes released in 2025, Armin van Buuren starts off 2026 with a banger. It's an anthemic progressive house track with great production quality, stellar mixing, and solid vocals. Then we got ISOxo and Brutalismus 3000 with Spiral, a trap-infused hard techno track with strong rage elements. This song is angry and combative, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And in the standout category, we've got Virtual Riot with Shit's on Fire. Virtual Riot kicks off his 2026 with a pumping new dubstep, hybrid trap, track, infused song that maybe holds his most powerful bass line in a single yet. There is so much going on here, and in the best way possible. No section is truly alike, as Virtual Riot goes full showcase mode. And we've got Jaren with Domino. After almost a year off exactly, Jaren is here kicking off 2026 with a colorful and bombastic track with an explosion of sound and melodies. Jaren uses some more rock elements than his typical production would entail, and I think it really elevates his song and his style to another level. And our first emerging artist spotlight of the year goes to Moment with Bleeding, a big and loud 140 dub or deep dubstep sound with a bit of a metal aesthetic to it, despite it not really going fully in that direction. If you like that big, heavy dubstep sound, you'll definitely enjoy this one. But that's been This Week in EDM. Let me know what you guys think of any and all songs in the comment section below. And other than that, I will see you guys in another video.